So it's all to play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, villains, and welcome back to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. And this is a podcast I've been threatening to do for a couple of weeks. I've been doing a kind of a series, and I was going to release them all in singular podcasts, but I said I just do them all in one. But I think Villa are going to want to look at some strikers. You're going to want to have to tool up in that area to have somebody behind Ollie Watkins, because I think the club will like that. I think they've wanted that. I think they've always wanted to have a younger striker behind Watkins. I think John Duran was that guy. So who really is going to replace the young up-and-coming striker in the John Duran role? So just wanted to do this. Got five strikers here. We're going to take a look at their range in ages from 20 up to 24, I think one of them is. So that when I say young strikers, I mean young-ish, or not old strikers. And we take a little look at them. I just want to preface this as well. Villa haven't been linked to 4 of these 5 strikers. This is a fun exercise. It's a little small bit of something I like to do, which is trying to pluck players that may fit the Aston Villa way. Some of these players will not be direct replacements for Ollie Watkins. They will play probably better in that second fiddle role as well. And then some of them, I think, have the potential, obviously, to go on to usurp Ollie Watkins and to get into the team. But I think currently where we stand, any one of these 5 strikers would be a very decent addition to the squad, whether it's to play behind Ollie Watkins, to play in relief for Ollie Watkins, or even to play beside Ollie Watkins, if you do think that Ollie Watkins can play with another striker. So a bit of fun before all the comments start running in here going, we haven't been linked to these guys, stop wasting your time. It's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun. That's all it is. Okay. So let's take a little look at some of the strikers. I mentioned that we weren't linked with 4 of these 5 strikers. The only one we were linked with was the guy down at the very bottom there. And that's Samuel Omaradian Agahoa from Porto. And we will take a look at him during the course of this. But let's start with French striker Arno Calamuendo from Rennes. Centre forward, 22 years of age, 23 years of age, sorry, just gone 23 in January of this year. But for me, a very, very good all-around striker outside of aerial duels and his ability to win the ball in the air. But this guy's a very, very busy striker. Really good goal-scoring ratio currently as even, you know, as a 23-year-old. I think he's got a 1 in 3. Well, actually, he does. I can see it down there. 59 goals in 180 games. Really, really prolific goal scorer, specifically this year. Now, he hit the heights as an 18-year-old, getting his debut for Lens. Had 2 really good seasons there with Lens. Made a move to Paris Saint-Germain. Didn't work out for him there. He only played 2 games in his tenure at Paris Saint-Germain, but then a move to Rennes really ignited his career again. 17 goals last season, and was really highly thought of. He will move on from Rennes this off-season. Where he goes it's just a matter of finding that out. The type of player he is, I said, he's got a really good goal-scoring record, doesn't miss many chances. I know that's going to be something that people will look at. You know, it came into kind of haute couture last year of checking to see how many big chances strikers missed. This guy's only missed 6 over the course of the last year. Scoring frequency is he scores a goal 1 every 161 minutes, which is very, very decent. And he's a 40% shot on target ratio. Good link-up play, very, very fast, electric pace, actually, to be honest with you. Really, really fast, really good at dribbling the ball, albeit when we look at his successful dribble percentage there, it doesn't look too hectic. 34.5% is absolutely fine. He will be able to dribble that ball out of trouble and get away from players as well, with his pace as well. He's a very physically, and those physical attributes are quite apparent when you watch him. Now, he's not a big hulking guy, he's not a big strong guy or whatever, but his pace, his stamina, his ability to press high is all there, and you'll be able to see that when you watch him. And I encourage everybody to go and watch him, and let me know under the comments here what you think of these guys as well. From a defensive point of view, you're not going to see him doing much defensive work, so to say, as in he's not going to do a lung busting run back if he loses possession out in the left wing. get back to help out. Oh, what happened there? I just moved on to the next striker to get help back. He's left back or whatever, but he will do enough pressing up top. He'll get back into just the edge of the attacking third, and he does utilize his pace and his strength and his pace and his ability to get around the field very, very well in that area. But he does pretty much stay in that attacking third, which is where you want him to be. And what he does is he kind of plays within a kind of almost like a self-contained box, about 15 yards from either touchline, and obviously, just at the edge of that center circle, and he utilizes that area really well. You know that by looking at him, that he's a kid that's been brought up playing an awful lot of small area games. As what I mean by that is like 7-a-sides. I would say he's a brilliant 7-a-side player if you were to have him in a 7-a-side team, because he plays well in tight spaces, in short areas. He utilizes all that ground, and he's able to lose his markers as well. So somebody I really like. As I said, 17 goals last season for Rennes, and somebody that won't be hanging around in that team, I don't think, much longer. Certainly if he doesn't move this season, he will move next season for sure, because I think teams are very intrigued with him. He's been linked to a lot of teams already around Europe. The next striker I'm going to come to here is Lucas Dassin. Some of you guys will have heard me talk about him. I absolutely love this guy. Has had a meteoric rise. Pretty much a meteoric rise recently. Has moved he was started off with Anderlecht, and was moved into their kind of youth team, B team, second team, whatever you want to call it. And it was there where he had, as a 17-year-old in 2022, it's there where he had a kind of an eye-opening season, and they play in the Pro League B in Belgium, and he scored 15 goals and 3 assists as an 18-year-old, and then he made a move to Westerlo in the Pro League, which is the top division in Belgian football. And as an 18-year-old, he scored 6 goals. Then the next year, which is this last year that's just gone, he had 2 goals scored for Westerlo before Saint-Étienne came knocking on their door, and they paid, I can't remember exactly how much they paid for him, but they brought him to the French League, to Ligue 1. And while they did have a season that ended in relegation, he scored 12 goals and had 4 assists. And I bloody love watching him. I loved watching him because, again, for all of you guys out there who count the missed chances statistic, he only missed 2. This guy, when he shoots, he gets it on target. When he shoots, he more often than not scores. And he's very economical in that. And he gets around the field as well. And you look at his heat map there. He likes to work those channels like Ollie Watkins does, and cut in from those outward areas, drag centre halves left and right. I just really loved watching this guy. I really did. I think that this guy he's had such a meteoric kind of career arc so far. I think the next club he goes to, he's just going to keep on progressing. Belgian international. Don't know if he's been called up to the international squad yet, but he's a Belgian player. I would love if a lot of Premier League teams are sniffing around in West Ham, a couple of more, and the fee doesn't seem to be big. I think it's somewhere in between something like 12 to 15 million. If Villa can find that down the back of the sofa somewhere, I would be signing this guy. I just really, really love him. You talk about economical, an economical player. This guy is economical. He doesn't miss chances when they're presented to him, and the variation of his finishing is actually huge. So whether it's dinking the ball over the goalkeeper, whether it's passing it into the corner, or whether it's just thumping it into the roof of the goal, this guy does it, and I'm really, really intrigued with him, and I would love to see what he could do in the Premier League, because not only is he a good goal scorer, as I say, he works out from the left-hand side or from the right-hand side, and he's very good at dribbling the ball. And his link-up play is excellent as well. I would definitely I would love to see Aston Villa to take a punt on this guy, and there's like all these guys I would love to see Aston Villa take a punt on. But this guy, I just have a real graw for him, as we say here in Ireland, because he just is a real workhorse, and he works all over the field. And I Really, really like him. He's started 82 games in his career so far. He's 33 goals, albeit 15 of those were in the lower league in Belgium, the championship, for want of a better word, in Belgium. And he's 11 assists as well. So he can work in both phases, whether it be scoring goals or assisting goals. Lucas Dassin, have a look at him. I absolutely love him. I think he's really good. And I think with a good manager and with good nurturing, he just looks like he's got the intelligence, and he's got the top 6 inches up here. Seem to be really, really strong with him. And I'd love to see where he can go within English football. If he was to move to England or whatever league he goes to, I think that he will adapt to that league as well. So Lucas Dassin, have a look at him. Really, really like him. Moving on then to somebody that a lot of you guys will be more familiar with, and that's Samu Castillejo from Porto. Pretty much a sensation. Was signed for Porto from Atletico Madrid, and really, I suppose, has been on the radar of a lot of Spanish football fans. He is Spanish. He's going to be probably the next Spanish number 9. Last year, he scored 19 goals in Portugal, 6 goals in the Europa League. This guy's biggest thing is he's a brute. He's an absolute brute of a man. When you see him play, he's 21 years of age. Well, he's just gone 21 years of age. And you want a penalty box striker? This guy is a penalty box striker. Just look at his heat map. He's going to own that penalty area. You cross balls in there, he will get on the end of that ball. He will score. So if you're looking for somebody to have how will I put it? To have a lot of interactions with the ball outside of scoring goals, this guy probably isn't it. He is a goal scorer, out and out goal scorer. You think of the likes of proper number 9s that are out there at the moment, like maybe Lewandowski currently at the minute. This guy is in that mold. Haaland, probably, somebody who doesn't really want to affect the play other than you get him the ball and he will score goals. And you know what? Give me that all day long, because at the young age of 21, he's already scored 27, 28 goals within his in his youthful career already. He's on a 1 and 2 almost for his senior starts. Now, obviously, experience is an issue for him. He's only really played 2 full seasons. He played for Alves in 2023, 2024, and he's played a full season here in 2024, 2025 for Porto. Obviously, intertwining and dovetailing in with the Europa League as well. Just a really, really good goal scorer. Doesn't really give you much else outside of that, but he's just so damn good at scoring goals that maybe that's what we want or what we need. And that's what most clubs probably want, or what most clubs probably need, because there is a lack of just old school traditional number 9s out there, and this guy is definitely one of those. For the chance missed brigade, those guys, he missed 17 chances last year, scoring 25 goals really in all competitions. So that's Samuel Castillejo from Porto. A lot of you guys will know him. He can definitely grow in those other areas. I said that he hasn't really that he doesn't contribute within the game, but teams don't want him to. They don't need him to, because he's just such a good goal scorer, and that trumps all. Really, really good player. Would cost a hefty amount of money in comparison to the 2 other guys that I mentioned there. This would be a marquee signing if we were to sign him. From the point of view is we're probably going to need to break our transfer record to get him, but we have been linked with him previously, so that's why I put him on this list. Next, we're going to take it Yuri Alberto. So this guy's 24, but he's probably the least likely, or probably, a lot of people might raise a few eyebrows. So when I mentioned at the start of this, if anybody knows who Yuri Alberto is, he's currently out because he broke his leg. He didn't break his leg. He broke fractured a vertebrae in his back. So he's currently out at the moment. He's been another person who's been linked with a move to the Premier League, whether it be been linked with Wolves quite a lot, been linked with West Ham. This is somebody that I think that if they came to the Premier League, they would play with another striker. Potentially, this could be Yuri Alberto could play as a 10 off Ollie Watkins. But what I the reason why I added him is he's had such a really good year this year. He hasn't always had it his own way. He's moved to Europe previously in 2021, 2022 to Zenit St. Petersburg. He won the Russian league, but Europe didn't really suit him at that stage. I know he scored 4 goals, but he only made 11 appearances for Zenit, but went back to Corinthians. and really made his name back again at Corinthians. Previously, he had played for Internacional and scored, I think it was about 25, 26 goals for them. Then got his move to the Russian league. Has gone back to Corinthians and has been really, really solid for them. Scored 15 league goals last season. Currently started this season, he scored 5 goals, but he damaged a vertebra in his back. I know that sounds bad, but apparently they said he'd only be out for 9-10 weeks. This is the guy who I was thinking about when I said at the start that would have to play with another striker, and I think he would. But I think he would be a really good foil or a really good signing for Aston Villa, because when you look at his heat map, he's very, very active. He's a very active striker. He's got to get around that field for you in that pitch, and that's why I think maybe playing in that 10 role would be good for him. He's very good at dribbling the ball. He's got a really, really good pass completion percentage, but once again, takes a lot of shots, is not afraid to shoot, is not afraid to back himself to score, gets an awful lot of shots on target. What I love about his heat map here is look at how he lines up around that penalty area. Literally, he will find space in that penalty area and will get that ball. He is elusive within the penalty area, and that's what I love about him, is that he's such an intelligent runner off the ball to get into positions to try and pick up space. He's such an intelligent runner to be able to like, he makes this 5-yard run. I won't even say breaks the line when he makes that 5-yard run, but what he does is, the way he makes it is, he gets into such a position that people have to turn and 2 people have to react to where he's gone to, and when they try to react, he just shoots out of that position again. So he's such a clever runner off the ball that you can see it in his heat map there, and it's just really interesting. So that's why I think he could possibly play with an Ollie Watkins, play maybe in behind Ollie Watkins in that 10 role. Has been used as a 9, as so to say, even though he's not really the best in the air, but he's somebody who will get into the box, get on the end of cutbacks and stuff like that, has really good defensive abilities, will come back and will try and win back that ball, as we can see there, can probably play in all 4 positions that Aston Villa have across their front 4, albeit that he is a centre forward by trade. But really interesting player. Will probably cost around the 20 million mark, I would say, maybe not much more. But a player that's been to Europe, has kind of failed in the Russian league. It would be interesting to see him back again. Has always been linked with moving to England. So be interesting to see what happens for him. And obviously his recovery from a fractured vertebrae will be something to look at there. But I had this done before. He did do that injury, and his statistics speak for himself. When you look at them there, put up against Ollie Watkins, albeit in what some may consider a lesser league in the Brazilian league there. And lastly, this guy, I would love Aston Villa to sign as well. Take a pot shot on this guy as well. This guy made his debut on the 6th of June. Oh, sorry, I don't know if it was a debut, but he played for Croatia on the 6th of June against Gibraltar and scored 2 goals. And I was watching him then as well, because I'm just so intrigued by him. Franjo Vanovanovic. About 6'1", Croatian striker, 21 years of age. Another really fun watch. Like, does not give up. This guy is effort personified. He scores with his left. He scores with his right. I've seen him score with his head. Playing in the Belgian league for Union Saint-Gilloise. Is that how you pronounce it? Union SG, we'll call it. The team that the Brighton owners own. This guy's statistics are off the chart. His efficiency, his shots on target rate, the amount of shots that he takes in games, really, really good. Once again, not the best in the air, but like another. I seem to have gotten a type in this one, as somebody who's going to get around the field, going to be really active. This guy is incredible at, when somebody is making a break down the wing, watch his runs into the box. It's just, there's something about Croatian strikers or even Croatian frontmen in general. They're just really good at making those, when their team is counterattacking, at making the correct run into the box almost every time. They may not always get onto the ball, but they get into the box. They're not, like, this guy is not afraid to take on contact with a centre half if he needs to get up into the air and to barrel one out of the way, to be able to take on contact with a centre half, to burst past them, to get in front of them, to have that effort to get onto the ball. Just a really, really good player, and somebody that just, like, the statistics jump off the page, but when you watch him, you see him and you go, yeah, this guy kind of has it. He's left foot, right foot, and scores with his head as well. I would implore you go and watch him. I really enjoyed him. Once again, if Villa have a spare 15 million floating around, I would go for this guy, and I would go for Lucas Dassin. I would have two guys that can rotate in there, potentially play on the wings, potentially play in that number 10 role in behind Ollie Watkins, and let them fight it out for who's going to be the man that takes Watkins' place and moves on forward. I know, once again, this guy playing in a lesser league than the Premier League, but when you see his attributes, when you see his ability to be able to run, to make those runs and actually carry that ball as well, he's quite good at carrying the ball too. Very good in link-up play. There's just so much to like about him. Go and watch him. If Villa are ever linked with any of these guys, I will do a more in-depth piece on them. But they're ones that have just kind of got my juices flowing when I watch them, because they're not players from the most fancy teams. But if Villa are going to shop in the PSR market, and even with Villa being in Europe, I think you can find gems that are out there, and Villa will have to start doing that, continue to do it, I suppose, really, like they did with John Duran. And this time, let that gem come to us, stick within our team, and be the next person up after Ollie Watkins leaves, if Ollie Watkins leaves in the next couple of years. So, as I said, this is just a taster for those guys. They're guys that I really like. I'd like your opinion, and if you like them, I'd like you to go away and watch them, see if you agree with what I've said. Drop your comments below. This is a bit of fun. I'm going to be doing a couple of more on these from a couple of other positions, but it's been a tough few. I won't say a tough few weeks, but it's been a couple of weeks without football now, and getting something fun out there is good to see, because we're all just waiting for this PSR reporting period to be finished with, to see how active Aston Villa get in the market. And as I said, between now and then, we're going to try and come up with a few more fun ones of these, to see what kind of strikers are out there, maybe in less fancy clubs, that might be able to come and join Aston Villa, should they be interested in them at all. So thanks very much for your time. And we will see you very, very soon with another scouting series. And if anybody gets linked in the meantime, we'll chat about those as well. So thanks a million. Stay safe, stay healthy. All that's left to say is